Hi everyone and welcome to week 6 of the Lifescaping Health Transformation Sessions. So, how did you find last week's lesson? I appreciate that toilet habits are not the sort of thing that people are comfortable talking about, but they are really important. Please take last week's message to heart, and if you have any questions or are having any difficulty, message me. If this part doesn't work well, nothing else will. Also, are you still paying attention to your water consumption? And how about adding a fruit at the end of your meals to help ward off those cravings? Please remember, each of these weeks are building blocks meant to help you build better habits for great health. Just because you move on to another week doesn't mean that you drop the new habit that you formed. I want you to be decisive. I'm going to do this. And be determined. I will succeed. You will do great. This week, we're talking about why you should avoid bedtime snacks, and in fact, why you should avoid eating after dinner altogether. You may think the reason is obvious. Snacks are bad, and they cause you to gain weight. Well, this is true, but it actually goes much deeper than that. There are, in fact, 3 other really good reasons for not eating after dinner. The first has to do with your liver. Do you know that your liver is your largest internal organ, and if a piece is cut off, it will regrow? That's because this organ is so important. Beyond playing a role in your digestion, your liver has 400 functions, or over 400 functions, that it performs every day. And the bulk of the important behind-the-scenes work that it does happens at night while you're sleeping. So going to bed with a full belly means your liver has to spend most of the night helping with the processing of that food. This makes it virtually impossible for it to get to its hundreds of other jobs. It's very important to make sure your liver is free from having to process food when you go to bed. This will give it the time that it needs to do things like detoxifying the body. Your liver makes sure toxins are converted into harmless materials that can be excreted. It also has to deal with things like alcohol or prescription medications as well. Your liver makes bile so that you can digest fats. It regulates blood clotting, produces immune factors, and removes bacteria from your bloodstream, just to name a few of its duties. Just be aware that this organ has a ton of work to do, and you need to give it time to finish with digesting before bed. The second reason to make supper your last meal of the day has to do with stomach problems. You may be like many other people and suffer with reflux. Well, you're not alone. Do you know that the world spends like over $3.7 billion a year on antacids? That is mind-boggling. And many people struggle with problems like this because they eat too much at one sitting, they eat too fast, and they go to bed with a full stomach. Eating a smaller meal with real foods, slowing down and chewing while you eat, and then allowing your stomach to digest and empty out before bed would help and even fix the problem in most people. Give your digestive system 3 or 4 hours to empty out before bed. The third reason for not eating after dinner has to do with fasting. It can be really hard on the body to always have something that it needs to digest. It turns out when your body is not digesting, other things start to adjust, they readjust. We've already mentioned about the liver. Something else that will benefit greatly is your gut bacteria, but we'll talk about that closer to the end of these sessions when we learn about gut bacteria. The most exciting thing that happens is that your body switches from glucose to fat for energy. It is healthy to go through an extended period of time without eating throughout the night. Breakfast, or if you break it down, break fast, means the meal that you eat to break the fast after you haven't eaten for 12 hours or more. There are many types of fasts. The Bible talks about the importance of fasting, but the type I'm talking about is a daily intermittent fast. Even you can do this. Intermittent fasting is an ancient secret of health that has been practiced throughout all of human history. However, in this modern world, with the instant and abundant food, this powerful habit has been virtually forgotten. At its very core, fasting simply allows the body to burn off excess body fat. It's important to realize that this is normal and that humans have evolved to be able to do this without detrimental health consequences. Your body fat is just food energy that's been stored away. If you don't eat for an extended period, your body will simply start to burn its own fat for energy. Now, don't get me wrong, you can't just stop eating. You still have to have a minimum of 3 good meals a day. Unless you may be doing a doctor supervised fast. That would be different. In our case, intermittent fasting, meaning going from 6 o'clock at supper until 6 o'clock to 10 o'clock the next morning, is a really simple dietary intervention that you can do that carries huge benefits. If you do it consistently, your body will adjust, and many health benefits, including weight loss and increased energy, can be your reward. Now, keep in mind, the good news is that you're asleep for most of this. In conclusion, if you don't eat after dinner, your liver can do its work, your stomach problems may go away without intervention, and you will burn fat. Well, I hope you enjoyed this talk and picked up a few new tidbits. I want you to give it your best try. Fast for 12 hours over each night. Make sure that you eat a good, well-balanced supper and then give it a go. I'm sure you'll do fine and find it easier than you think it is. So good luck, have fun, choose to be happy, and I'll look forward to seeing you next week.